Old Ruby, bringing up the rear.
Bringing up the rear.
Ruby's gonna have a baby.
Ruby's gonna have a baby.
I'm so excited.
A baby. What's that off of? A dingo ate my baby.
Ruby's gonna have a baby. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's video.
Hey guys. So today we are going to be preg checking some heifers. So come along with us and we'll walk you through this process today.
Very excited?
Yeah. We already got the cattle all pinned. So
I'm already in trouble because I didn't feed Cody breakfast.
She's just trying to wither me away to nothing, guys. So this morning, well, I guess a little backstory. I made some videos last night. I don't know if Erica's going to use them, but they're on my cell phone. So.
Oh, good. I didn't know that. So.
I pinned everything last night, and what I mean by that is I just caught them in some little catch pins. So we've got these tiger stripes or these F1 Brayford heifers, because I know there's going to be some folks in there saying,
because there's chocolate in there.
There's one or two chocolates in there. Those aren't tiger stripes. I know that, guys. It's just, in our part of the country, if you say tiger stripes, it's pretty much just anything. It's F1 Brayford, Brahman Hereford cross. But I digress. Anyways, we pinned our heifers. We've had a bull with them for about 90 days. And then we also, a set of cows that we take care of for our neighbors, we pinned them last night, and we've been, the last 3 or 4 years, we've been preg checking them, and anything that doesn't breed up like they're supposed to, we've been getting rid of. And I think that's something that's pretty important, y'all, because it costs as much to feed, maybe a hair less, but it pretty much costs the same amount to feed a cow that ain't bred as it does to feed a cow that is bred. And there's no, you've got to look at these animals, this livestock, like they're employees. So that cow's job is to get bred, have a calf, raise a calf, so you can sell a calf. And if she's not doing that year after year, she needs to get fired. And that's what we're doing this morning. So we're having our employee evaluation today. And anybody that ain't bred up is probably going to hit the road. It's the last sales of the year or next week at the livestock auction, sale barns, what we call them down here. So we want to get them preg checked. Anybody that's not doing their job, get rid of them. That way we don't carry them through the rest of winter, feeding them expensive feed and hay for them to not produce anything in the spring. So that's what we're going to do this morning.
Pulling up. They're all like, nope.
I thought it was fixing to be real easy. That's what I get for thinking.
They're like, nope, we're going to go the other end of the pasture.
Bub, grab that gate over there and swing it to the inside. So I think this is a teachable moment for the folks at home. So the way these gates here are hung, they're hung right in the middle of this post. So that means they don't fold all the way flat either direction. So if we leave them swung to the inside, it creates a corner back here that something can get behind, whether it's a cow or a calf, and then that messes up your whole pinning process. So we're going to swing these gates to the inside of the lots here. That does two things. Number one, you lose that corner, so it makes a funnel coming in, but also if they roll around and kind of come back, it slows them down a little bit. I mean, they'll find the hole, but that stuff is useless, putting them pipes in there. Those don't do anything. They ain't stout enough to not bend, and when they bend, all they want to do is not work. So you fence builders out there, you gate hangers, if you ain't gonna put a piece of rod in there that actually does something, just don't even put it. It's a waste of time. Don't put it in there. So inevitably, we're gonna get the question is, why don't y'all use horses? Why aren't y'all riding horses doing this? Well, horses have a place, and we've had horses in the past and used horses. But for the most part, like these cows are dog gentle. You can move them around anywhere. If I didn't want to wake up the neighbors and mess up the deer hunters that are across the fence that are deer hunting, if I'd have blowed my siren up there by my pickup, every one of these cows would have come up there in the lots. Clance is going to get around them right here. They're going to run straight down this fence, see them other cows, and we'll have them in the lots. Before we could have unloaded horses, girded them up, and stepped on them, got bucked off, and had them pinned. So if you'll watch right here, they're going to do just like I said. They're going to run right down that fence, through the gate, and be in the lots. Don't get much easier than that. So this is what I was talking about when I said I pinned them last night. We put out a few round bells in here. Last night I came up in here, put out some cubes, called them in here, shut the gate on them. They got feed and water. The vet's supposed to be here in about 30 minutes. We'll have them in the lots and ready to go by then. There's just a handful of those little heifer calves in here, and we're not going to have to do much sorting.
We can just run them right off the street anyway.
Yep. Now they're actually going to, this is the first time these cows have ever walked down here this season. So our neighbors here about a year ago bought this air-equipped chute. I think this is this a 74 or 80? Yeah, 74 series. So it's just like ours. The old chute that was here was a little bit shorter, about 2 foot shorter. So this chute doesn't really fit like it's supposed to here. And when we were getting ready to set this in, we were talking amongst ourselves about, you know, what I would really like to see us do is either cut this old palpate, kind of this old mess out, or maybe even cut this other section out right here. That way we can move that chute back and not have as much, not be as crowded up there. But we ran out of time, so we just stuck this one in here where it's at, and we're just going to make it work today. So.
She's good.
We've changed locations. We're at our place now.
All right, y'all watch the hole over here.
No need to run, Dad.
All right, guys, so we're fixing to run these heifers through. We've only had a bull with them for about 90 days, so they're going to be pretty short bred if they are bred at all. But I've got Dr. Roberts here, and he's going to do the ultrasounding for us today. And like I told you earlier, or maybe Eric may not even put that part of the video in there, but there's only 3 ways that you can preg check these heifers. You can either draw blood on them, you can ultrasound them like we're doing today, or you can do a physical palpation where you stick your arm in it and do it by feel. So I'm going to let Dr. Roberts, since he's got a degree in it, explain the differences and the plus and minuses to you about each one of those. So
yeah, so when we're preg checking anything that's going to be the lighter bred ones, like what we're doing today, we really like to use ultrasound. One, it's a lot easier on the heifers because I'm sticking this is what's going in and is what I can actually see with this probe, and I can see the calf that way. The other way is when you're having to manually palpate, and obviously that's a lot bigger going in, it's a little bit harder on them. But if we have ones that are heavier bred, we can't see, we can't diagnose how old that calf is with the ultrasound. That calf is just too big for the screen, and we can't accurately diagnose that. So we manually palpate, and that's a lot better to get that age on those older, later bred calves. Those are like your 5, 6, 7, 8 month bred calves. The last way that you can diagnose pregnancy is via blood draw. That's a good way. You can still catch those at the early bred ones. The only bad thing about that is if you can't see that uterus. You can't see if there's anything going wrong. You can't feel if there's anything going wrong. You can just know if they're bred, but you can't, and you cannot accurately age any calves that way either.
So, like you said, blood just will give you a plus or minus. Yes, she's bred, or no, she's not.
Yep.
Ultrasound, like you said, on the shorter bred cattle, gives you a better idea how far they really are, and in the as they get further along, then you want to use a manual palpation. So, we're going to get started here as we run them in. What we're going to do today is, after Dr. Roberts palpates them and calls them bred or open, whatever he does, we're going to put an extra ear tag in their ear. And we're going to write how far along they are. That way, when we get ready to sell these heifers, I'll know exactly how many we got, and if we got to sort them out, we can just look at their ear tag and say, okay, this guy wants all the 2s and 3s or the 4s and 5s. We can just pull them out and sell them that way. And so we'll ear tag them on their opposite ear from their number, and let's get started.
Bred 3 months.
I'm gonna need that.
So what we're looking at here, that's the actual head of the calf. So that is a 3-month pregnancy, and if I look just right, I might be able to find a heartbeat. There's the head. Going back slowly, that's the thorax. There should be, you can kind of see the heartbeat a little bit. There's ribs, stomach. There it is. See it?
Yep, I see it.
That was the heartbeat.
Okay guys, so we finished up for the day. We got all of Mr. Taylor's cattle palpated. We had one open out of 37 head over there. Out of these 13 first calf heifers, we had 2 that were open, so that's about what you expect, about 80 to 90% breed up. I don't, you want them all to get there, but there's just 2 of them that didn't breed up, so we're gonna kick them back out. We're gonna leave the bull with them. Maybe in the next month or so he'll get them bred, but we're gonna get them ready to put on the market, and we'll sell them. If we can get them sold, we'd like to sell those 10 head of those tiger stripes and the couple of chocolates that are in there with them. And somebody wanted to open ones, we'd send them. If they didn't, we'd just cut them off and sell them as open somewhere or shorter bred. But, well, we're gonna open the gates and turn them out. They've been in the lots here all night, and they're ready to get out and stretch their legs a little bit. So, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate all your input and your comments. If you got a question about anything we did today, go ahead and drop it in the comment section below. If we can answer it for you, we will. We don't get to all of them, but so if you ask a question, you don't see a comment on it or see us answer, you might look to see if somebody else asked it too and we answered it there. And like and subscribe. Y'all keep ranching.